so different.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, my We Are Not So Different family. Thank you for choosing to tune into another riveting episode of We Are Not So Different. This morning's guest, I have Miss Monique Pearson here with us. Hey, Monique.
Hey, everybody.
First of all, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be with us, because I get that you're a busy lady and I don't take that for granted. So thank you for joining us this morning.
For having me on your platform. So happy to be here and to interact and chat and share with the listeners.
Awesome sauce. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of backgrounds about Miss Monique, but I'll start off, the usual. Find your favorite spot on the couch, get your favorite drink, whether that's Kool-Aid or Cavassier, and tune into this conversation. So Miss Monique Pearson, she is the founder of SWOLE, a travel consulting business. It's SWOLE's mission to inspire women to live their best life now. Hey, the past couple of years has taught us that time waits for no one. Monique wants to encourage women to stop waiting for the right time, whether it's time, man, friend, etc., and take the trip that they always wanted. No longer allow the fear of what if to hold you hostage, but to embrace the beauty of what could be. Monique started her travel consulting business in 2020 while working full-time as an industrial specialist for the Defense Contract Management Agency. Ooh. Since then, she has helped countless women to activate their travel goals. SWOLE offers online training to help individuals expound upon their travel knowledge, as well as offering customized international travel adventures. SWOLE helps women overcome their fears and open themselves up to see the world. What does SWOLE stand for?
Soaring Without Limits Enterprises. I know everybody keeps saying SWOLE, SWOLE. What it stands for? Yes, it just
get big. Yes, get big. She has taken her 20 years of travel experience living abroad in 5 countries and traveling solo to 20 plus countries, and compiled these lessons into a comprehensive 5-week course titled I Believe I Can. I Believe I Can.
We don't want to associate with that song.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're right, my bad. My apologies. She is looking forward to helping as many women as possible to accomplish their travel goals. Man, listen, y'all get y'all pen and paper and get ready. Oh my gosh, I'm really excited about this because travel is like me. Okay, I'm glad that you mentioned, since before 2020 when COVID, shut down basically the world.
Right.
Man, talking about who is going to get on a plane and go somewhere as many times as they can. So that's me, for real. Overseas me, please.
I know that's right.
Yes. So I want y'all to get y'all pen and paper. I want y'all to take notes because I believe Miss Monique is going to drop some nuggets. And y'all stay tuned to the end because she's going to give us a little linky link for a freebie. Hey,
hey, everybody love free.
Yes. So y'all get in tune. So we're going to start this thing off the same way. Everybody gets the same 2 questions at first, and then we're going to dive right in. Number 1. If you had the undivided attention of an audience of your choosing, who would that audience be and what would you tell them?
Well, definitely it's going to be women because that is who SWOLE was designed for. I work with you too, men. Don't think I leave you out.
Don't discriminate.
Yeah, we sure don't. But my preference and what far as who I'm drawn to and who God is, of course, aligned me to with this business is women. And when I say women, far as for those who I'm speaking to mothers, I'm speaking to aunties, I'm speaking to bosses, I'm speaking to entrepreneurs. If you identify as a woman, I'm speaking to you because most of us as women, we are caretakers, we are everyone else's at the top of our priority list, and where do we find ourselves at the bottom? So SWOLE is here to encourage you to up your self-care. And self-care, to me, in a way, travel can do that. It can be a it can be at a celebration. If you are mourning, it can be so many things. So that is what SWOLE is for. And that's who I would like to speak to, is to, sis, take your cape off and go ahead and kick your feet up, and let's get on this flight.
That sounds like that needs to be a whole t-shirt. Take your cape off and kick up your feet. Put it on the shirt, sis.
We're going to get that branding, get
right.
That
okay. And you spoke to some things, because it's true. Whitney wasn't lying when she said, I'm every woman. Now, she might have been singing about a different subject, but we are the doctors, we're the wives, the mothers, the sister, the auntie. We wear so many hats, and so many times we do have a habit of, not everybody, some people have a habit of not prioritizing themselves or taking part in self-care. So yes, please do it, please.
Yeah, okay. Exactly.
Question number 2. If you had the opportunity to speak to a younger version of yourself, let's say a little 5 or 6-year-old Monique, what do you think she would need to hear?
I would say, little Mo, it is safe to come out of the shadows. It is okay to be heard. It is okay to let your voice be known, to let your opinions be known, and to walk in your truth. I think for some of us, definitely not all, only can speak for myself, that is something that took me a long time to do. And I think instilling that at a young age, that confidence, that self-awareness, and going and speaking into life while you're that young, so that she can walk into her womanhood with all of that in place. So that's what I would say a little more.
I love that. Don't be scared. Open up, boo. It's all right. All right. So I want to know how SWOLE got started. Soaring Without Limits Enterprises, correct?
Got it.
I love it. I love it. So how did it get started? Like, I know you said 2020, but what were because I feel like there's a story behind.
Of course. Yes, it started then, but we got to take it all the way back to 10 years old.
Okay.
At 10 years old. 10 years old, I remember proclaiming that I'm going to travel and see the world. I knew that at 10 years old, that was something that I wanted to do. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but at 10 years old, that is what I professed and proclaimed. And 7 years later, at 17, is when I joined the Army. And that was the gateway for me to begin my travel journey. That was my first time on a plane, my first time overseas. And after serving and getting out, I kept that journey going to that point till now. And that is something I'm gonna do for the rest of my life.
I know
is travel. Yeah. So in 2020, of course, inspired by the pandemic, I was like, I want to walk in my gifts and walk in my passion. And for me, that is exactly what this is. And I was like, I know many women may not have the opportunity to have traveled extensively as I have. So I want to be able to take all this knowledge and be able to help somebody else to start her journey, help her on her journey, and be the person to bring her there, encourage her, whether that be through knowledge, whether that be joining me on a trip, or however capacity that I can serve in that way, because that is what lights my soul. And I would love to be able to share that with another woman, to have that experience, getting that first passport stamp, getting that first trip. That's that excitement that you get when you embark upon a new journey. I just love to see it. I love to witness it. And I still get it myself all these years later, as long as I've been traveling.
Yes. And like I was saying earlier, like, I travel, man, please put me on somebody's plane, like right now. So I have goals, right? I was just talking to my friend about this, because I have a couple of traveling buddies. Shout out to my bestie. We go everywhere. We're like not afraid of anything. We will go
I love it.
So I have a goal. I am going to see all 7 continents before I get up out of here.
I know that's right. Yeah.
All 7 of them. Even Antarctica, yes. All 7 of them. I need to see all of them.
Ooh, Lord, you already got practice, girl. You from Chicago.
It's fine. fine. And I told her another one of my goals, and whatever, I don't care what people think. One of my goals is to take an unresponsibly large amount of money with me and just hop a flight, like not take a whole bunch of luggage, just go somewhere and just travel, like, and buy as I go and see and just do. I want to do it. I don't know why, but I do.
Put it out there, profess it, and speak it, and walk as if it is. I definitely
Listen,
don't
it's
say
going
it's going
down.
to make that happen.
It's going down. So where did they send you? You said 17, you went to the Army. Where did they send you?
So basically for basic training, I went to North Carolina. After that, I learned my job, which is unique in itself. I was an ammunition specialist. So that is my background in weapons, missiles, and all types of ammunition. So after that, I went to Georgia, and then I went to Korea, then I went to Germany, and then I went to Colorado. And that is where I ended my time with in the service at that point. Then I started contracting overseas. So I went to Kuwait, I went to Iraq. I lived somewhere everywhere pretty much. So it's quite expensive.
So wait. Okay, so I'm gonna ask some questions, and if you can tell me to kick rocks. I'm that nosy friend. You got to draw a line. So I know I'm assuming, and I shouldn't assume, but I'm assuming at the age of 17, if they're shipping you out somewhere, you didn't have kids, so you're traveling solo. So are you still traveling solo? Like, do you have a mate that you run with? Do you have kids and you say, tag along or pick with you? Like, how does that work? Because I know, and we'll get to it a little later on, you said that you wanted to address some of the what ifs. And I know that's one of the what ifs that mothers, okay, it's cool. I can look out for me, right? This is probably going to sound real selfish. I can look out for me, but then to add one or maybe two, if you got multiple kids, you got to now be responsible for all these lives, and you hopping on a flight headed to, wherever you head to. So yeah, like, did you start off solo?
Okay, so going back to the early days, military, of course, I was solo, but you also have your fellow soldiers. So majority of that time frame, I was always with someone, whether it be a friend or someone in the military. For the most part, I always traveled with a companion. My solo travel started where I mentioned in the bio that I traveled to 23 countries, predominantly solo. That occurred within the past 6 years. So I actually took a job in Milan, Italy. I lived in Italy for 3 years. And my job required me to travel to 11 countries and do surveillance on contractors who did and made ammunition. So that was traveling by myself for work to countries like Bosnia, Serbia, Bulgaria, countries that you normally wouldn't think of. So of course, even though I had the military background, I was never alone. This was my first time having to do this alone. So yes, even with all that experience, I can understand and I can identify with, because I felt the fear. But I always said, okay, fear is false evidence appearing real. What we have in our head typically is more scarier than what the situation was. So everything worked out fine. With technology, of course, you have your internet in all of these countries still being able to get around. I had to drive once I flew there to get to these locations in the middle of nowhere, but there was always an interpreter there, someone who spoke English. And for the most part, I always found another English speaker. But just doing that, getting outside of my comfort zone, showed me that I am capable of so much more if I give myself an opportunity. So if I was to share that with any woman, don't tell yourself no, at least give it an opportunity, try it out, see what you think first, experience before you prejudge. So that's what I would share about that.
You said 20 plus countries, and that was in the last 6 years. I try to look at myself, look at the camera, but I noticed that my mouth had dropped open. And I'm mentally telling myself, close your mouth, Andre, because I'm like, that is like a dream. Like, you literally have a dream job. Like,
I was there from 2016 to 2019. So those who haven't been to Europe, like Milan is so central. So you got France within 2 hours, you got Spain within 2 hours, you got Germany within a couple of hours. So there was no, I was like, I'm not letting this opportunity pass me by. I went there by myself. I knew no one. I lived in the building. No one spoke English. Google Translate, that's what I was saying, is your lifesaver. So I was like, am I going to stand by and wait to meet somebody, make a friend, or am I going to take advantage of this opportunity? And I decided to step out on faith and just go out there. I just, on the weekends, on holidays, I would just go to a different country. And every single trip, I met another American, another solo travel. We would connect and we would hang out. So that's what I'm saying, far as by you being open, you're open yourself to receive. You don't know how many blessings because you stepped out on faith. So that's my little spiel.
I hope y'all are listening. I hope you're being inspired, because right now, like, I've already gotten the bug. As soon as they start opening up countries again, I'm like, okay, it's time to go somewhere. I was serious when I said overseas me, please. I hope that what she is saying is inspiring some things, lighting some fires within you guys. Let's talk about those fears. Let's go ahead and get them out in the open. We want to debunk some of these things anyway. So one of the biggest things that you just talked about was traveling alone.
Right.
You hear, I've heard people say all the time, I'm gonna go by myself. Why not? Like, there's people that won't even go to the movies or out to eat.
I know. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I love treating myself, because you know what? If I go out by myself, that means I ain't gotta wait for nobody to get ready. I ain't gotta worry about splitting no check. I ain't gotta worry about none of that. I will go by myself. So
Yeah, I am team by myself.
why not? I love how you said when you went there, like, even if it wasn't a non like English speaking country, Google Translate, we have technology, babies.
Yes,
Okay.
Use it to your advantage. That's what I was saying. I think the only self-limitations we give are self-limitations, because there, in this day and era, there's pretty much everything at your disposal for you to get what you need.
Yes. So get out there and go. And like she said, I'm sure you're going to meet somebody. It's always funny. Like, even in the US, like, you can be somewhere and people are going to come up and talk to you. They may or may not speak a different language, but if you out, listen, babies, if you don't know, listen, people can spot Americans a mile away.
Yes. Yes. Well, I will give a couple of tips, because I know that's the main objection I've heard from women against solo travel. So what I would share, of course, be aware of your surroundings. Common sense. That's like here, as you can see, all the unfortunate events that have been occurring lately. Some countries, I feel more safe over there than I do here. So that's what I'm saying, because of all of the issues that we have been having occurring as of late. But I don't want to shift the mood to that. That's out of topic.
Yeah, it's all right. You good.
Yeah, but some things also, if you're traveling solo, especially internationally, you can go to Department of State's website. You can put up there your complete itinerary, what hotel you're staying at, what trips, excursions you're going on, and you can give the phone number or WhatsApp, which is an app I'll definitely, if those who aren't privy, is used pretty much in numerous countries. It's free. You can voice call, video call, you can do text, you can leave your WhatsApp information. So that way the Department of State can know your complete itinerary. If something happens, if there is some type of catastrophic event, if there's some revolt, they'll be able to contact you, let you know, so that you can get to a safe place and also get out of the country. So that is one thing that I think has been helpful, so you can know that you have some eyes on you, even though you're by yourself.
Yes, I love that. And that added extra level of security. I love that. Okay, so how about, can I ask this question? Because you said sometimes you feel safer in other countries than you do here. As a Black woman, like, what has been your experience in various countries? Would you say we are, and I hate to like put you like in a box or whatever, but your experience, just so they can hear, would you say that we were welcomed? Were there certain places where you felt like maybe we weren't? I don't know, like, what would you say about?
I would say, as far as for most of the places that I have been, I have not been or have blatant racist occurrences. I will say, when I was in Italy, unfortunately, there is a heavy African migration there. It's like really easy there to get in. And it is assumed, and I didn't personally experience this, but a lot of women I know who live there have cat calls and being solicited as a prostitute, because unfortunately, a lot of the women who came from those regions are unable to get employment and are prostituting. So it's automatically the assumption that you are from African region versus African American. I experienced that. And then of course, being in Middle Eastern countries, I wouldn't even say as far as it was anything to do with my race, but more so with my gender. But that is the culture, as far as women being second-class citizens, just having men come in front of you, men being catered to, stuff like that, but there's nothing you can do because that is a custom of that country. So I would say, if anything, I experienced more of that.
Okay. And then on the flip side, there are some places that just love us. So I don't want y'all to get it twisted. Just like some places in the US, there's some that love us, and sometimes you got to look out for the sundown states. So
yeah, that's what I said. And to speak to that point, I lived and worked in Iraq for 2 years, where I was getting shot at, getting bombed every single day. But I was more fearful when I took a position in West Virginia because of what we have always heard, the stigmatism of what that state is. And to clear the air, I had more fear going there, but it comes to find out, I met some beautiful people. Everyone was welcoming, nice to me. So I didn't have a bad experience there. But that's what I mean, as far as if we could go off of what assumptions are before experience it for ourselves, you would never know.
You never know. You never know. I'm mentally putting away that tip that you said to register or turn in your itinerary stuff with the State Department, because that's something that I have never done. But now that I know, I'm like, yeah, this and during this season, that sounds like a good idea. So, okay, another thing that I kind of want to talk about, pull apart a little bit if you can. I've been preaching to my friends to the heavens, like, because I can't go there, it costs money, it's too expensive. Like, I have several like tricks of the trade. I ball on a budget. I will lay away my trip. And yes, okay, it's not layaway like Kmart or whatever. Oh, am I dating myself? Kmart. Anyway, it's not layaway, but it's kind of like layaway, because they allow you to make, some places allow you to make payments on your trip. So you can literally take a year, to chip away at that big payment and then go off somewhere. So what kind of tricks, I guess, do you have as it pertains to those who are fearful or feel constricted because, they got to travel, it costs money?
Oh, everything costs money. My thing is, we make money and make time for what is important to us. But there are, of course, some money saving tips and tricks. And as you said, owning a travel business, most of the clients that I work with afford them the opportunity to make payments. So we have low deposits. And then I have like a client who paid for over a year for a trip for him and his boo to go to Aruba, $50 here, $25 here. So that is how you make that manageable, one, by pre-planning, definitely by budgeting. And also there's a couple of other tricks I can share with you. There's a website called skyscanner.com, which offers flights as well as hotels. They have a option called Anywhere. You click that and it'll tell you the best places and best time to get the lowest rates. When is the best time to fly? When is the best time to travel there in order to save on costs? So that is another one. I would definitely say putting on alerts for flights on Google Flights or one of those platforms. So that way you can get an alert when those flights drop down and take notion of that.
And what's it again?
Skyscanner.com.
Skyscanner.com. Okay.
Yes, definitely love. That's one of my fave websites. And definitely take advantage of any type of incentives that you apply for. I hope everyone has one of those, your cards, whether it be your bank. A lot of them offer hotels, rental car discounts. Sign up for all of those flight priority memberships, rental cars, trains. Ask for your discounts. If you are a veteran, ask for it. You have children discounts, ask for it. You got AAA, ask for it.
AAA. I
Closed
stay with my
mouths
AAA
don't
card.
get fed. Student discounts, I don't care what it is. Let them tell you no. Closed mouths don't get fed. So a lot of people shortchange themselves because they do not ask the question. You'll be surprised on what you can get. So those would be a quick way I would say you can get some savings in there.
So I even, as a travel agent, I don't know if this is like taboo, but I even found good stuff on Groupon. I'm talking about flight, hotel, everything included on Groupon.
Yes, that is another thing. My cousin and my aunt went to China on a Groupon trip and they had no complaints. Less than $2,000. So there are deals out there. And I was like, don't sleep on these little sites because you can definitely get the hookup. Do your due diligence, check the reviews, check the labels. Right? I don't want anybody to get short. But yes, there are deals out there if you are willing to look for them or have somebody who got some more experience, hire them to do it because a travel agent can definitely hook you up. They're doing this all day, every day. All day, every day.
And this is what you do. And that's from the solo to the family of, we'll say 8. I mean, people with big families, they want to travel too, right? But that's when you come and see Miss Monique and she gives you all the tricks of the trade and you utilize her services to go to Bali or Dubai or New Zealand or wherever it is that your heart desires to go. Okay, so do you have any new projects coming down the pipeline associated with SWOLE, Soaring Without Limits? I almost had it.
Enterprises.
I was almost there.
So yes, my last trip for 2022 is to Bali. As a matter of fact, I am sponsoring, which means I am actually going on this trip and taking the group to Bali 2 through 9 November. So costs associated to that is $7.99. That includes daily breakfast, your airport transfers. It includes the Bali swing, the flower bath, the monkey sanctuary, and we have more excursions on top of that. I can also assist when it comes to the flights. We offer, I have a site, Air Affordable. There's another nugget for you guys.com.
Air Affordable.
Actually make payments on a site. They'll tell you how you get what you do, screenshot, find the flight that you want, screenshot it to them. No credit check required. They'll tell you how much you need to make for a deposit, and then you are allowed to make payments every month. Caveat is you need to have 60 days advance notice, I believe 30 days, I'm sorry, before you
That's
fly.
Nothing. You want to plan in advance anyway.
Especially for your international trips. That's the way for you to go ahead and make this affordable because most of those flights will be over a G. So that is a way that you can manage it and make that happen.
Girl, you helping me. Let me tell you something. And you all don't do nothing last minute, especially flight related, because you're going to pay through the nose. I just purchased a ticket via Southwest, love them. And I'm over a month out, but I know the further out you go, a lot of times you can, find savings. So yeah, 30 days, airaffordable.com. I hope y'all heard that. I took my notes. I hope y'all taking y'all's. Be checking that out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So tell us a little about the freebie that you have for us that I'm gonna post the link and all y'all gonna get a chance to see. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so 2022 Dubai has been super hot. That has been like one of my most requested trips. I went with the group there actually of September of last year, and it was fantabulous. The last time I went there was in 2009, so it has grown exponentially. There is so much to see, do. It is a ball. So I took all of that knowledge from that last trip and put it into my Dazzling Dubai guidebook. It tells you the do's and don'ts, customs, where you need to go, places to check out, excursions to do, and this is super duper long, so please put it in the chat, but you can get that free guide at www.dazzlingdubai.replynow.entreport.net. Yes, that is a whole mouthful.
Don't worry, babies, I got you. I'm gonna post it for y'all. Don't you worry.
Yes, so you can definitely go there, scoop that up, and I'll share my knowledge that I garnered from that last trip. So that way you can already plan your itinerary is planned out for you when you want to
Dubai
go.
is happening. Me and my friend been talking
Mhm.
about it. It's happening. I'm going to Dubai. Point blank. Period.
Yeah.
So
So
okay.
also offering
Yeah.
my 2023 trips, we got Dubai on deck, we got Vietnam, Morocco, Egypt, Greece, Thailand, Bali, India. So I'm constantly adding new countries, but those will definitely be offered for
Next
2023.
year.
Mhm.
You know what? We gonna be friends. Like, I don't think this is gonna be the last time we get a chance to talk. I'm gonna be utilizing SWOLE. I'm gonna get big on them real quick.
Yeah, go and get slow, girl. Go and get slow.
Oh, because you listed off quite a few places that I want to, because I got to get this 7 content. I got to get them in. So, okay. And lastly, where can my people find you? I mean, give us all that you want to give, phone numbers, emails, social media tags. Where can my people find you and utilize your services?
Yeah, so I definitely invite everyone, all your listeners, to join me on my Facebook group, the Empowered Women Travel Group. Go on and send a request to join us there. You can also reach me on LinkedIn at Monique Pearson, spelling Pearson. And IG, you can hit me at SWOLE Enterprises, S.W.O.L._Enterprises. And Facebook, Soaring Without Limits Enterprises, LLC. So those are all the social media platforms. Website is www.soaringwolimits.com and email at info@soaringnolimits.com. Everything is swole around here. Swole, swole, swole.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. All that. I am really excited. Like, I know y'all saw me there, and that's not something I normally do. So I say forgive me, but I was doing a little typing because I want to make sure I don't want to wait for the replay. I'm going to go ahead and check this stuff out as soon as we get off the line.
Oh, I got one more tip for saving. One thing that I would share, especially parents and those who are traveling with kids to try to save on excursions. Most places in all these countries that I've been to offer free walking tours. Take advantage of those. That is how you get to see all of the ins and outs, the off the beaten path events, and they also give you good recommendations on where to eat, where the locals eat. So they work off of tips. So you can sign up, walk for free. That's a lot of stuff that I learned that way by signing up for those too. So that's another good tidbit for you.
I love that. I feel Monique, thank you, first of all, for being a guest on We Are Not So Different, but then even more so for me, for Andrea Powell, because I feel like I've gotten quite a few tips, and I am a traveler, but I have learned and I have taken my notes, and I'm really excited. I'm gonna find you on Facebook, the Empowered Women Travel Group. I'm gonna go visit skyscanner.com. I'm gonna go visit airaffordable.com. I'm gonna find you, and we're gonna chit chat because I got places to go.
Yes, thank you, Andrea, for having me. Thank you, listeners. Definitely feel free to reach out to me. I'm definitely happy to share whatever information and help and assist those that I can. Definitely join the group this week if you can. I'm going to have a big giveaway next week that I'm going to be announcing at the end of the week. So there's be an opportunity for you guys to get some free prizes that I've gathered for my small business owner contacts. So definitely look up the Empowered Women Travel Group to get your possible giveaways.
Yes, I love it. Awesome. Well, my babies, y'all know the drill. I want you to do something nice for yourself. Do something just for you. If you're a mom, take that $20 and get yourself some ice cream or whatever else you did. Like, don't worry about the kids. Do it for yourself. If you're a dad, do it. Don't worry about wifey. Just do it for yourself. Do something nice for yourself. They hit me up in my DMs and tell me all about what you did to love on yourself this week because you're worth it. Also, I'm in Texas and it's hot. So maybe you just need to go sit up under a fan or some AC or something to beat the heat. Whatever it is, my babies, y'all do it and do it well. Until next week, love ya. Peace.
We are not so different.